said I didn't want to bring it out like for every game, but when your guys play under 30 minutes and you have seven guys scoring double figures, I think it's appropriate, right? Throw some haymakers in there. I think. I believe. I believe it is appropriate. What's going on, Lake fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. That was a good old fashioned ass kicking. And that's exactly what the Lakers needed. They got another game coming up tomorrow. So that's usually the way you want to script these. That's usually the way you want to have games like this. You get in there. I don't know what was more impressive, 22 three-pointers from the Lakers that ties a franchise record, or me coming in with the footwork. Again, I need another camera that just is like towards my ankle so you guys can see some of the footwork. The footwork is incredible. I don't want to go through all the boxers that it reminds me of. Okay, I appreciate you guys tuning into the show. Good win for the Lakers. Solid win for the Lakers. Not that the Grizzlies are that impressive. Not that, you'd expect the Lakers to go down to the wire. But it's the first blowout win the Lakers have had this year. This is a crazy stat. It's the first lead the Lakers have had at halftime this year. But nonetheless, it's a W for the Lake Show, 134-107. Memphis is now 2-9. They're not a good basketball team. They're missing a ton of guys. Marcus Smart has to leave after rolling his ankle. That's on top of all the other players that they had missing, and the Lakers took advantage of it. I'm going to get into a lot of different things. I'm going to read all the comments. But my favorite stat tonight, by far, AD plays under 30 minutes. Braun only plays 23 minutes tonight. That's a way you could load manage your two stars, especially because you got back-to-back games. You got a tough one coming up against the Sacramento Kings tomorrow. But that's how you could load manage games based off of beating teams that you're supposed to beat, taking complete advantage of them, dominating the game, and that's exactly what the Lakers did pretty much for four quarters. I mean, they were up by 11 at the end of the first quarter. At halftime, they were up over 20, whatever it was, 22, 23 points, whatever it was. And then going into the fourth quarter, they were up 20. So the entire game tonight, from start to finish, Lakers dominate. And like I said, it's one of those games. We've seen the Lakers do this. I talked about it before, the Portland Trailblazers game. I talked a little bit about it when we did the Portland post-game show on Sunday. You don't want to play with your food too much. You don't want teams to gain any confidence. Even the teams that aren't supposed to win could come out and pull out a game. Or you could have your two-star players playing 35 minutes just to get a win against the Grizzlies. And then how much is that going to have an effect on your game tomorrow against the Sacramento Kings? Lakers didn't screw around tonight. Took complete advantage of the opponent. And there was never a moment in this game that you thought it was really close. So that, to me, is what I think stood out the most. Is showing some of the replays right now. That little exchange where Anthony Davis pushes down one of the Memphis players, Desmond Bane, getting in his face. Little heated moments tonight. Heated moments in the NBA. Okay, I want to get into a couple things here, and then I'll get in your guys' comments in just a second. Couple quick reminders. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. We'll greatly appreciate that as I continue to try to grow this channel. This is my channel, by the way, personal owned channel, and would appreciate if you can do that. Another thing to keep in mind, if you throw a super chat on there, 100% going to read it. So keep that one in mind, and I'll try to get into the other comments as well. But something for you to know: Lakers hit 22 3-pointers tonight. They tied a franchise record with 22 3-pointers. I've been doing post games now. I was doing post games on YouTube for I think a couple years, to be honest with you. And then I was doing it official on the Lakers radio broadcast, and then still doing it on YouTube, and now obviously doing it on YouTube again. I don't remember a time. I remember a lot of bitching and complaining about the Lakers and their three-point shooting. What I certainly don't remember is a time where the Lakers shot 63 freaking percent from the three-point line. They shot 58% from the field and 63% from the three-point line. That is insane. Screenshot it on your computer, screenshot it on your phone, because I don't think we're going to be seeing that again anytime soon. Just an incredibly impressive performance from the 3-point line. And what I liked about it too, Torian Prince had a couple. Braun had 3. Cam Reddish had 3. D'Angelo hit 6 threes for the Lakers. Rui had 3 of his own. Austin Reeves went 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. And then Max Christie got one as well. So everybody was cooking tonight. Everybody was hitting their threes. And again, for at least as long as I've been following the Lakers or covering the team or any of that, 63% from 3. They were coming into these games. They had to have been around 30%, probably below 30% coming into this game. I don't remember the exact stats because we had a couple games. I know at one point they were last in the NBA at 29%. That might have been before the Portland game, something along those lines. But 63%, 22 of 35, and they break a franchise record, or they don't break, they tie a franchise record of 22 three-pointers made. You're not going to lose many games like that. On top of that, the 54 rebounds to 33. Turnovers. Actually, that's the one area for the Lakers that was really ugly. 19 turnovers for the Lakers, but you could mask a lot of bad if you're just coming out there and doing what the Lakers did. If you have that type of percentage from 3 and from 2, biggest lead for the Lakers in this game was 31. 3 was for the Memphis Grizzlies. So like I said, Lakers dominated from start to finish. I love this too. 7 guys in double figures for the Lakers. 7 guys. Pre-game show, I was talking about it. I've done some videos about it where I said that, ultimately for the Lakers, if they're going to go where they want to go, you need a ton of guys to contribute, not just LeBron, not just Anthony Davis. You also can't have these stints where Bron goes to try to rest for 5 minutes and then he comes back in the game. And next thing you know, Lakers go from down 2 to down 10. You can't have that. That's not sustainable. Bron's about to turn 39. He's in his 21st season in the NBA. And AD is only able to do what AD is able to do. I mean, go look at his career, and he's not LeBron. He's not Giannis. He's not Jokic. He's not Embiid. He's an unbelievable player, but he's also going to need some help as well, that it can't just be all on his shoulders. So LeBron and Anthony Davis, they're going to do what they do, but you need other guys to step up. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about. Last game, they had 6 guys in double figures. That was without Bron. Tonight, they had 7 guys in double figures, and that was with Bron. I love that balance. I want these guys to feel confident about themselves. There's a reason why we spend a lot of time talking about the Lakers, and there's a real reason why we spend a lot of time talking about the Lakers and their depth in the offseason and how impressive that depth was going to be, how effective that depth was going to be. So I do think for the Lake Show, that's going to be a very important characteristic. And I don't want to pretend here too. The competition that the Lakers are playing right now is not that good a competition. So they're just taking advantage of the competition, but that's what good teams do. Good teams take care of bad teams, and they also put themselves in a position where they have such an advantage in a game like this. You can sit Bron and you could sit Anthony Davis in the fourth quarter. I'll get into all the players in just a second, but let me read some of these comments since I literally have not taken a look yet. We got a lot of comments stocked up here, so let's get right to it. I love how people like to come to me and just point out that the Clippers lost. You don't think I know that? Do you know who the hell I am? You don't think I know that the Clippers lost? Clippers lost. Actually, a good game against Denver. I had both games on. I had the Lakers game on the big screen, and then I had the iPad that had the Clippers game on. Actually, I had it on my laptop. But either way, Clippers did lose the game, but thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Bargain Shopper knows what's going on. Bargain Shopper, happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday. It was a couple days ago, I think, right? It's a couple days ago. My memory serves me well. All right, let's see what else we got here. Nuggets Nation. Okay. RN2. He knows what's going on here. He knows what's going on here. All right, let's see what we got here. Some people got to talk real quick about my jabbing for a quick second. Okay, so back to back tomorrow versus the Kings. That's one of the main reasons why I think everybody wanted to get this game. I actually, I was talking in the pregame show, talking to Michael Thompson. I was saying, wouldn't it make more sense for Braun not to play in this game so he's fresh for tomorrow's game? And Michael was saying, well, I don't know, because it's an in-season tournament game. By the way, I still kind of find it funny when I'm going to talk about the in-season tournament, but when people say, well, no, Braun wants to play in this game because it's an in-season tournament game, in my head, I'm like, we don't want to just play in this game because we just want to get a W and move on. Like the in-season thing, I'm still kind of trying to figure out. And listen, if the players care about it and the fans care about it, then cool. I know Lakers are 2-0 so far in the in-season tournament, and they're atop of their group, if you want to call it. So I'm still kind of learning with this as we go, like I think everybody else is. But part of my reason was saying, okay, well, don't play LeBron because you got Sacramento tomorrow. Just get Braun ready for the Sacramento Kings tomorrow. That's a tougher game, more important game. And I thought the Lakers were going to win this game regardless because they were playing Memphis, and it is what it is. But you got the win, and Braun only played 23 minutes. He looked fresh as heck. So that doesn't look to be too much of a problem. And tomorrow you're going to have a good matchup against the Kings. They'll get De'Aaron Fox. He played yesterday. So De'Aaron Fox, obviously part of the mix. He hadn't played a game since the Kings beat the Lakers in OT, whatever. That was the third game of the season. 7 guys in double digits. Man, our depth is stacked. SIF 217. You're not kidding. Listen, I've said this before and I'll say it again on here. Austin Reeves coming off the bench. What that does now, Austin Reeves coming off the bench. When the Lakers have everybody and they're healthy, I want you guys to pay attention to this real quick. When the Lakers are healthy, this is going to be who's coming off the bench. Let me just assume, and yes, maybe a player or two changes here, but just work with me here for a second of who I'm assuming is going to be in the starting lineup. Let's just say it's LeBron, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and I'm just going to go with a guy that's been there. Let's go Taurean Prince. Let's say that's the Lakers starting 5. You're talking about the depth that the Lakers have and how stacked it is. How about your bench? Your bench is going to be Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, Cam Reddish, Christian Wood, and Rui Hachimura. Do you know of another 5 that's that stacked coming off the bench than what the Lakers have? And maybe there's another team out there that I'm just not watching because, to be honest with you, my focus is just on the Los Angeles Lakers right now, but they are stacked if that's the case. You got to be healthy. There's not going to be too many times where everybody's healthy. I know it's not going to be perfect, but that just seems like a team with incredible depth. So I appreciate the comment there. Let's see what else we got here. Got a lot of Nuggets Nation. Lot of Nuggets Nation out here. People talking about my footwork. Yeah, footwork's I mean, listen, with my footwork, I could get you with that 18-foot fadeaway, kind of giving you a little shimmy. I got you leaning left, and I'm twisting this way. But also with the footwork is where I get all of my leverage. You know what I'm talking about? All my jab work, everything else. Most people on the chat are like, actually, Alan, we have no idea what you're talking about. How annoying is Draymond Green? Is it just me? I don't know why that angered me today. What was he doing? I still don't understand what he was doing. I think Draymond is just an agitator. That's what he does. And I think he's now just trolling me. I think he's trying to agitate me. The dude just, what's going on? Freaking comes in like it was WWE. You guys remember the Big Show on WWE? The Big Show, the 7-foot, 350-pounder, whatever. He came into our studio today. How about that for a second? I was like, hi, nice to meet you. Great to see you. I'm a big fan. I'm like, guy could push me off of my chair with his freaking left index finger. Francis, thank you very much for the super. Reeves, D'Lo, and Rui are actually contributing. Let's effing go. Do I want to do individuals right now? Let's do it. What the hell? Let me get into. Here's the thing. It's not just Rui, D'Lo, and Austin Reeves that are contributing, which, by the way, you're right. Austin Reeves off the bench tonight in 29 minutes had 16, 12, and 7. Say that again. Austin Reeves had 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. That is so impressive. But let me not stop on Austin Reeves. So we took Austin Reeves, and the Lakers made a decision 3 games ago to say, let's bring Reeves off the bench. Okay, they did that. What's the results? Reeves basically kept saying, hey, as long as we're winning, that's all I care about. If it's going to help us win, then that's the only thing that we're paying attention to. Reeves has been really, really good over those last 3 games, which, by the way, that might be putting Austin Reeves on the bench permanently, but he's still going to get 30 minutes a game, so it's not like you have to worry too much about that. But I'm gonna stay on this comment right here because you said, look what Rui, D'Lo, and Austin Reeves are doing. Okay, let me go to D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo shot 6 of 8 from 3 tonight, 8 of 12 from the three-point line. He had 24 points and 5 assists. Not a lot of people are talking about D'Angelo Russell in the last game for the Lakers because D'Lo ended up he shot poorly from the field. He was 5 of 14 from the field. However, D'Angelo Russell had 11 assists in the last game, 11 points and 11 assists. So D'Lo offensively tonight was great. Less of a facilitator, even though he got 5 and he had 24 points. Okay, let me go to the next player. Rui Hachimura, 8 of 10 from the freaking field with 23 points. He hit 3 threes. Reeves hit 4 threes. Between Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell, let me do the math. Got the 7, you got the 15, 13 of 15 from the three-point line for all 3 of those players. That's incredible. And that's why you paid Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell to have those types of contributions. But the reason why I don't want to stop on those 3 players is because I don't think those 3 players tell the full story of this Lakers team. Cam Reddish, we've highlighted these last couple of games. He had a couple 18-point performances. He had 5 threes and saved them against the Phoenix Suns. He had another 10 tonight. Christian Wood was awful offensively tonight, just 1 of 8. But how many nights have we said, hey, look at Christian Wood. He grabbed 8 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 10 rebounds. He had 10 rebounds tonight. Taurean Prince, I know he's not a player that is always going to kind of jump into your mind. Doesn't need the ball often. 3 of 6 from the three-point line, 8 points. Jackson Hayes, out of nowhere tonight, had a couple nice highlights, had 3 block shots, and had 11 points. The reason why I don't want to stop at those 3 players, D'Lo, Rui Hachimura, and Austin Reeves, is because I really do believe that it's more than just those 3 guys. Eventually, Vanderbilt's going to come back. He's going to help you. Eventually, Gabe Vincent's going to come back. He's going to help you. So they're going to have their options. And it doesn't have to be all these guys every game. It just needs to be a few of these guys on a consistent basis. So I think that's the thing to pay attention to. If D'Lo and Reeves are the 2 that are most consistent, well, then you could kind of rotate it. Christian Wood might have a night where he has 15. Cam Reddish might have a night that he has 18. You want Rui to do it on a more consistent basis because you just paid him 3 years and 51. But it's a good comment there. It's a good point there. Reeves, D'Lo, and Rui were excellent tonight. They were excellent tonight. Whole team was. They shot 60. What's the number I said? 63% from 3. What is that number? 63% from 3. That's just incredible to me. Francis, thank you for the message there. Little Jimmy here. Fans have to learn that these coaches know way more than us. Cam Reddish is way better than Max. It's not even close. I agree with you, little Jimmy, up until the us part. Like, to be honest with you, I mean, my knowledge is just more than Darvin Ham. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, listen, fans were emotional wrecks. You have your teams that you're rooting for. You want to see them, obviously perform the way they do. I think Max is an interesting one because Max was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, because he had a good summer league, because it's somebody that you feel like has got a lot of potential. There's something about having somebody that, is coming up through your system. You want to see those people succeed. And I think Max Christie is going to get opportunities. I do. But they might not be right now. And the difference with Cam Reddish, Cam's delivering right now. Cam's ready right now. Cam, it's kind of his Is he going to get more opportunities in the NBA? It's kind of coming down. It might come down to what he does with the Los Angeles Lakers. Plus, he's playing with guys that have confidence in him or trying to grow his confidence. So I think the timing has a lot to do with it as well. By the time Max Christie's 5, 6, 7 years into his career, we're going to be having a different conversation. But I appreciate your perspective and thank you for the super there. AD 6 blocks. Did I just overlook it? I did. I just overlooked AD 6 blocks. Look at AD's line. 19, 11, 6, and 5. 19 points, 11 rebounds, 6 block shots, 5 assists, 11 shots, 7 of 11, 27 minutes. By the way, Grizzlies suck. So let me preface everything that I'm saying with Grizzlies suck. Let me point that part out real quick. If they were, I was actually pretty high on Memphis coming into the year, but I didn't know they were going to have all these injuries. And, obviously Ja Morant out. Look at all the people that they're missing. Marcus Smart. By the way, I picked Marcus Smart on underdog fantasy, which I'll get into later. Okay, well, I didn't know he was going to have 3 points. He only played how many minutes did he end up playing? Did he even play 10 minutes? 8 minutes. Played 8 minutes. Look at all the guys that they're missing. Brandon Clark, Steven Adams, Marcus Smart, Derrick Rose, Ja Morant. They have Jaren Jackson Jr. They have Desmond Bane. They have Luke Kennard. They actually have some guys that can play. The Aldama guy's a nice player. He was 9 of 15, 24 points. They're an awful team right now, but they're an awful team right now for reasons. And this also shows you just how much Ja Morant is able to cover up when they do play. I cannot keep up with these. I cannot keep up with these comments right now. Got a lot of good ones in here too. This is a good question here. Are you confident about our ability to be consistent perform again tomorrow? Lake fans, I will tell you this, that, by the way, I love having these comments here. You guys got so many good perspectives and topics out there. And I apologize if I don't catch them all, or, sometimes I'm just going through and I'm doing my thing. But it really, really helps me with keeping a good flow to the show. Are we confident about our ability to be consistent and perform again tomorrow? Tomorrow's a good test for the Lakers. It really is. Tomorrow's a good test for the Lakers. And I'm not saying it's the end-all, be-all, and if the Lakers win the game, watch out. And if they lose the game, watch out. But don't you feel like that's a nice little game tomorrow for the Lakers? You get the Sacramento Kings. Kings already beat you in Sacramento, 3rd game of the season in OT. Lakers had some chances to win that game. Who was it? It was Sabonis who fouled out at some point. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was De'Aaron Fox that cooked the Lakers. De'Aaron Fox turns his ankle with about 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter, which, by the way, if I turn my ankle with 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter, I'm out for a year and a half. The way he turned his ankle, a year and a half, I'm out. So that game was on October 29th. I'm not available until April of 2025. Just want you guys to know that. I don't know how the hell De'Aaron Fox did it. But De'Aaron comes back and he cooks the Lakers and they end up winning. What do they have? 36, 38, whatever it was. And Sacramento now, after struggling when De'Aaron Fox was out, I think now has won 3 in a row, something along those lines. So you got a second of a back-to-back. You got a good team. And you just basically took care of 2 teams at home that are, look, they're not good. These are lottery teams. Memphis is going to end up being a lottery team, unless something miraculous happens by the time they get Ja Morant back. But how many games back are they going to be by the time that happens? So that's number one. And number 2, Portland, I don't need to talk to you guys about. It was a good win against Phoenix on the road, but they weren't fully healthy. Tomorrow, you're going to have a good test with the Sacramento Kings. So I'm looking forward to that game. Am I confident about our ability? I like our team. That's why it was throwing me off so much to start the season. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? What is this? This team, they got too many good players to be playing like that. So, am I confident? Yeah, but I think there's also something about you haven't really these last couple of games. I wouldn't call them the best test. So let's see what the Lakers can do tomorrow. Rui is an absolute killer. Listen, Rui keeps doing what he's doing. He's going to shut like people like me up. That I know. I'm like, hey, I'm a little worried about that Rui contract. Is that man going to be able to live up to 17 million? You got a good contract. You got a healthy contract. They're showing right now on Spectrum the balanced scoring. D'Lo 24, Rui 23, AD 19, LeBron 16, Reeves 16, Jackson Hayes 11, and Cam Reddish with 10. 7 guys in double figures. A lot of teams in the NBA wish they had that. That's for sure. Yeah, that takes you back to the playoffs right here. Grizzlies can't stop Rui. Absolutely right there. AD 19, 11, and 5 with 6 blocks and 1 push. Yeah, that was a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? A little dramatic. A little dramatic from the Grizzlies there. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Astrohead, thank you for the super chat, brother. Any super chat, it's getting read. So just know that out the gate. Okay, let's see. How far behind am I on some of these comments? So many positive things from this game. I'm loving it. If we perform again tomorrow, move the ball around, get a win, I see us going on a nice little run. Well, here's the beauty, and I tried to mention this after the Lakers played the Blazers. The schedule is very favorable to the Lakers right now. You handle business against Sacramento tomorrow. Your next game is at Portland, who've got a ton of guys missing because we know that of the last game. Now they're going to have to play better than they did on Sunday. But your next game is at Portland. After that, you play the Houston Rockets, who are balling. Give Houston all the credit in the world. But they whooped your ass by 34. What was it now? A week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. It was actually a week ago tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be, hey, let's get some payback on these guys. You got Utah after that. Then you got Dallas at home. And then then you go out on the road and the schedule starts getting tougher. You got Cleveland, Philly, OKC. So the schedule is going to get tougher. But you had such a tough beginning 8 games that this is the stretch that you're trying to take advantage of. So Burnt Toast 8511. It's a good name right there. I do agree with you that if they can win tomorrow, it really kind of puts them in a position. It puts them in a position where they can kind of keep things rolling here. Burnt toast. I think anytime I burnt toast personally, I still ate it. You guys know what I'm talking about? I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like, well, okay, a little burnt. What are you going to do? You know? Because you put it in once and then it comes out and you're like, it's not toasted enough. You put it in the second time and you forget to kind of, hit the button and get it out. It's burnt toast. What are you going to do? Burnt toast 8511. That's a great name. David, I got you, brother. I got you. I got you. Okay, I got to catch up here. I can't catch up on the comments. All right. TRAV3, thank you for the super, brother. Possible starting lineup: D'Lo, Vando, Cam, Bron, AD. Here's the only problem with that starting lineup, and I think this is why Taurean Prince might get that opportunity instead of Cam, and I could be completely wrong. Vando and Cam, Taurean Prince is a better spot-up three-point shooter. Vando's coming in to basically play defense, and I don't think we know really how consistent Vando's going to be from the three-point line. So the question is going to be, do you have enough spacing to have both of those players in there? Taurean Prince can probably give you that spacing. So that's the only thing that I'd be a little concerned about. But it could be any of those guys, to be honest with you. I think Vando, it sounds like from all that I've heard, Vando is going to eventually get that starting nod back. That's just going to come with time here. Okay, get a couple more here, and then I got some comments that I want to get into. I just gotta go to the beginning here for a quick second. Okay, So here's here's a couple things that I want to do here real quick. So first off, let's do this. If you want to throw in where you're tuning in from, feel free to throw it in. You could put the city, the state, the country, whatever it is. Let's do a little bit of roll call right now. Also, I want to give a shout out here to Underdog Fantasy, which is supporting this channel. It's the first partner that I've ever had on. I really do genuinely. It's going to take some time for me to build out the vision that I have in mind. But they were nice enough to look at what I was doing and partner with me on this channel. So I'm very, very much appreciative of it. If you guys are fans of DFS, the Daily Fantasy Sports, I really, really encourage you guys to use Underdog Fantasy. And if you could please do me a favor, if you do sign up on the app or sign up on the website, just use the code HoopsLA. If you use the code HoopsLA, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So what does that mean? Simple as this. You put $50 in, they'll match that 50. You got $100 in your account. You put $100 in, they'll match that deposit, and you'll have $200 in your account. I pretty much play literally every single night now because it's really, really easy and the games are fun to do. And it's also important for me to obviously play because they are a partner of this as well. Let me just show you guys my results from what I did earlier today. I did play Anthony Davis and Marcus Smart. AD, I got right. Oh, no. Oh, no, yeah, I did. AD, I said he's going to get lower than 24.5 points. He ended up with 19. Marcus Smart, I said he's going to be higher than 12.5 points. I was wrong. It was 3 points. But let me show you how easy it is to play. You just go to Pick'ems. You go to NBA. You go to pregame as in games for tomorrow. Let me go NBA here, collapse all this. So basically I could pick for any of the games tomorrow. So let's just do this. Let's go Dallas and Washington because it's here. Luka, Washington not only is bad, they don't play any defense. I'm going to say Luka scores higher than 29.5 points. Let me find one other player. I'm going to find it from the opposing. Let's go Kuzma. Kuzma higher or lower than 23.5 points. I'll go lower for Kuzma. I just put however much you want to bet. I'm going to bet $10. If I get both of these right, it pays out $30. I hit submit. I hit confirm. And that is it. I got Luka and I got Kyle Kuzma for tomorrow. Just make sure you use that code HoopsLA. Get that 100% deposit match. And I appreciate you guys hanging out as I take care of the partner. That part is very much appreciated. So we're going to do this. I don't have to do it right now, but I'm going to do this. Some chatter around Zach LaVine, and I want to get Laker fans' thoughts on this. So it sounds like the Chicago Bulls are basically saying, hey, we're going to start getting rid of a lot of our guys. And I think the thing to weigh in this conversation, Lakers have a lot of players that can contribute right now. Do you want to try to get a third player, or do you want this, hey, Lakers go 10, 11 deep, and that you think would be more effective for the Lakers moving forward? We're going to get into that conversation a little bit because that came out a little bit earlier today, and I thought it was an interesting conversation. All right, let me get to some of these super chats, and then I want to get into that conversation about I want to get into Lakers versus Kings, and I want to do the Zach LaVine chatter. By the way, there's no time on any of this. This is, we go as long as we want to go. If we feel like we're having a good conversation, we just keep going. If you guys think what the hell I'm talking about is obnoxious, then you could leave at any time. I don't blame you. Okay, let's get into some of the roll call here. Redondo Beach in the house. Arizona. Rochester, New York. New Hampshire, thank you for being a part of the show. University of Newcastle, Australia, thank you for being a part of the show. Bell Gardens. Someone's on the 405 freeway. Alex, first off, do me a favor. Let's not type when you're driving. That's number one. But thank you for tuning in. And number two, stay off the 10 freeway. If anyone is in Los Angeles or Southern California, you know what I'm talking about. 10 is just closed. It's like a main artery out here. And it's just closed. Newport Beach. Hey, Newport, can I get an invite? Newport's a little nice area there. Washington, D.C., Stockton, California. Is it Diaz Brothers from Stockton, California? I think it's Stockton. The Riverside. San Diego Sports Arena. A good one there. The Shout House, downtown San Diego. Look at this, all the San Diego love. That's mi casa. That's home out there. Long Island, New York. Thank you for being a part of the show. Woodland Hills. Alex knows what I'm talking about. I-10 freeway. You're not moving if you're there. Around the corner from the Forum. Santa Monica in the house. Brazil in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Philippines. Brooklyn, New York. Sydney, Australia. Dorsey High. Let's see what we got. Diamond Bar, California. All right, we got a lot of people from everywhere. I appreciate you all being a part of the show. If I did miss any of you, which I'm sure I missed a lot of you because there's a lot coming in. Brazil. Yes, I was right about Stockton and Nate Diaz. Those dudes are beasts. And I don't even really watch any of the UFC. I just know that they are. Actually, I like watching them. Alhambra in the house. Japan in the house. Japan in the house. Was in Japan a couple months ago. Absolutely love that country. Lake Arrowhead, thank you for tuning in. All right, Anaheim. Thank you all for being a part of the show. Thank you. Okay. Overall, good game for tonight. Lakers handle business. Reeves starting to get his numbers up, by the way. They're showing his numbers. 14 points, 4.5 assists. I'm going to put a bow on the Lakers-Grizzlies game, and then I want to go to the Sacramento Kings game for a quick second. The bow is this. Some team ball. Lakers look like they're sharing the ball. Guys look comfortable. They look more and more dangerous because that looks more and more of what the strategy is going to be for the Lake Show. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of positivity coming out of that. But now you want to start seeing it against good teams, and you want to see the Lakers start going on a little bit of a run. Hey, they won 5 of 6. Hey, look at the Lakers in the standings. They're top 3 in the West. Those are things that, just over time, this Lakers team, I feel like, is good enough, talented enough. Let's see what they can do big picture. But these last couple of games, you had 6 guys scoring double figures, 7 guys scoring double figures. They shot a ridiculous percentage from the three-point line. All these guys did what they needed to do, and LeBron and Anthony Davis played less than 30 minutes. Bron significantly less than 30 minutes. He played 23 minutes. That takes me into the game for tomorrow. Next game, Lakers taking on the Sacramento Kings. So, couple things to keep in mind here with this game against the Kings. I know I set it up a little bit, at least the last time they played. Sacramento, once De'Aaron Fox went out, was playing bad basketball. They were. They lost a couple games in a row to Houston. They lost a 1-point game to the Golden State Warriors. That was all after, I think they lost 3 in a row the moment De'Aaron Fox came out. So now they're back on track. They beat Portland. They beat OKC, who I think is a good team. And then they beat Cleveland yesterday. De'Aaron Fox comes back and drops 28 in his return. I like what the Sacramento Kings have put together. Do I think they could go out there and go win an NBA championship? No. But do I think they could walk into LA tomorrow and give the Lakers a headache? I do. If the Lakers just play similar to the way they have these last 2 or 3 games, I don't know how Sacramento beats the Lakers. And I think it does help that you lost that last game. There's going to be a little bit of like, all right, we want to make sure that we handle our business as well. Sacramento, if you just look at their individual players, and they came into LA tonight or today, so they got a chance to rest. They're a team that loves running the ball up and down the floor. As far as offense goes, it's one of the best offenses in the NBA. It's one of the fastest pace in the NBA. And they got guys that can play. De'Aaron Fox is 30 a game this year. Now, he's only played in 4 games. Domantas Sabonis is 18 and 12 a game. And, oh, by the way, 7 assists a game. Their young player, Keegan Murray, is 15 and 7. Malik Monk, you guys know about. And Malik Monk just seems to be a dude that he's just a bucket getter. Kevin Huerter's a nice player. Harrison Barnes. So they got guys. They definitely got guys that can give the Lakers a headache. And I think that's going to be one of the better tests for the Lakers early on here, is to see how they do against a team like the Sacramento Kings, based on some of those circumstances that I mentioned to everybody, that it is a squad that's out there that they'll be ready for the Lakers. That's always, I think, especially now that they've got good again, that's always a fun matchup. I think we enjoy watching that matchup, and now it's just up to the Lakers to see if they can take care of business. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. I really actually do believe that's going to be a fun game to watch, and we'll see what the Lakers are able to do. Okay, I'm going to read some of these comments, and then I'm going to get into the Zach LaVine chatter here. Let's see some of your comments. It's all on our defense. Okay. You know, the one thing that I get confused with StreamYard, can't figure out how to get. Oh, look at somebody noticing the sweatshirt here. I've had this thing for a long time. It was a really, really cool program. I don't know if it still exists today. I actually got an email on it earlier. It's called African Impact. And it's just a great, great charity that was doing great work in Africa. I did actually some work out in Tanzania years ago. So, yeah, I appreciate you noticing it. I've worn the hell out of this thing, but it means something. Speaking of Africa, thank you very much for tuning in. Amazing that we got listeners all the way out there. Okay, let's see some of these. See some of these comments. Clippers lose again. Yes, everybody likes to point that out. Okay, I think we've done enough on this. Okay, so here's where I am right now. I want to talk about Zach LaVine real quick. I just looked at 2 quick comments, and if you guys just want to put, hey, should the Lakers? You don't even have to make this a Zach LaVine thing. You could make this more of a, do the Lakers go make a run at a player that is technically called a third star? He's an all-star. Or, no. Can we let this thing freaking marinate? Can you just leave the Lakers alone and let them go try to make a run with the depth that they have? Something to keep in mind, too. Lakers can't make any trades until December 15th anyways for some of these guys that they have. And Jared Vanderbilt can't be traded this year because he was offered an extension. So he can't be traded. So just keep all that in mind. But look at the comments I saw. Hell no on LaVine. And then the other one that I saw was something to the effect of, what do we have to do to go get LaVine? Like, that just kind of shows you how quick. Let me see here. I want to find the other one. Oh, how do we trade for Zach? I think this is who do we trade for, Zach? Okay, I read that wrong. I think this is a perfect description of how I think Laker fans will be a little bit all over the place. My personal opinion, I've heard Laker fans over the course of, let's say, the last couple of years, I've heard them frustrated with the notion of like, hey, can we just get a squad and just leave that squad alone for a little bit? Can we just get a team that we can sit and watch, and it doesn't always have to be go get a star. Can we just let it marinate for a little bit? And where some of this started, I want you guys to know, Shams Charania had sent out a tweet earlier today that basically said that Zach LaVine and the Chicago Bulls both may be interested in, okay, hey, if we move on, we move on. But where this started is Michael Wilbon on NBA Today. This was a few days ago. I'm going to read a quote that he said. He said, is there a bad team you want to go and say, okay, they're not in contention. They've got a potential third guy for the Lakers who will work in that complementary role, who's not going to challenge LeBron, who's going to be thrilled to be there with LeBron, because I got a guy, Zach LaVine. So Michael Wilbon pointed this out a couple days ago. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on not just Zach LaVine, but the concept of saying, hey, let's go trade for a player like Zach LaVine. And this will be more specific Zach LaVine because that's who we're talking about. I want to see things play out with what this Lakers team has. That's what I want to do. So by the time December 15th rolls around, That's a month from now, a little bit over a month from now. We're going to have a better idea of what this team is. Okay, still, I don't want to make a deal. By the time January 15th rolls around, you still got basically a month before the NBA trade deadline. Can we let this thing marinate for a second? Can we wait a second before we decide, this franchise decides, let's go get a third star? I don't think you have to have a third star to win an NBA championship. Now, if a month from now the Lakers are at 500 and things don't look like they're going as planned, and these guys, these role players, aren't living up to expectations, and it's becoming more and more clear that, look, Lakers are okay, but they're certainly not going to compete for an NBA championship, all right, it's a different conversation. But whoever the Lakers were to hypothetically go all in for, because this is what it would take, let's say, to go get Zach LaVine. You're giving up, let's say, D'Lo, let's say Rui, let's say another piece to make the dollars work. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, okay, hey, okay, not that big of a deal. That's not the only thing you're giving up. You're going to have to go give up draft compensation. Then you also have to ask yourself, Zach LaVine, his contract's $215 million. If the Lakers go out and trade for a third star, that dude, you got to think about life after LeBron James. Can you build a championship team with Zach LaVine and Anthony Davis? I don't think you can. I don't. I do think Zach LaVine as your third best player, okay, could be a dangerous team. But you got to take on that contract. You got to also understand that, like I said, there's pieces that you're going to be giving up. You're taking on that contract. And then is that the two that you want to roll with when Bron decides, thank you for your business, but I'm retiring, or I'm moving on, I'm going to go play with my son, or whatever the case is? I don't like that combination, thinking that those two are going to go compete for a championship, that those two are as good as Giannis and Dame, or as good as, I don't think of all the elite teams right now in the NBA. I don't feel all that confident about that. But I don't even want to get into that chatter. I think for me, the Zach LaVine chatter is, I want to see what this team is. I don't want to speed up the process with the Lakers. I just want can we let the plant grow a little bit? If we just keep coming in there 4 times a day and watering the plant, we're going to kill the plant. The plant's not going to grow any faster. The plant's going to grow by just watering the plant every single day, once a day. So can we wait a month and see where the hell the Lakers are at? Can we wait 2 months and see where the Lakers are at? Lakers aren't in a position where they have to go make a move. Now, the Chicago Bulls might be in a position where they have to make a move. And who knows what other teams would be giving up to go get Zach LaVine that's pushing the price up. Now, is DeMar DeRozan available? Okay. We could kind of wait down the road and see. Remember, it was supposed to be DeMar DeRozan probably before. It should have been, not probably, should have been DeMar DeRozan and not Russell Westbrook. Okay, but we know that ship sailed. DeRozan's obviously a little bit older now. Does Alex Caruso become available? A player that I think everyone agrees that the Lakers screwed up on by not paying him. But for me personally, I would rather see what this Lakers team is in a month, 2 months from now, before there's really any consideration of saying, okay, let's go all in on a third player. All right, let me read some of these comments if you guys have a similar belief, or if you guys think I'm crazy, which, believe it or not, I've been told before that, Al, you're crazy. Estonia, thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, now let me read some of these here. Okay, here's I'd rather just take Caruso and give them a pick, maybe Max Christie and one more person. Okay, so there's somebody that likes the idea, but does not like the idea of going after a big-time player. He wants another role player. Alex Caruso is one of the best defenders in the NBA, by the way. Okay, that's not going to happen because the Chicago Bulls, I guarantee you, have no interest in D'Angelo Russell. If the Chicago Bulls start trading Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan and some of these other players, they want young, promising assets. They want draft compensation. They're trying to rebuild, right? So there you go there. LaVine wants a ring, okay? Yes, on Caruso, give him all the picks. Look, look at this. A lot of the Caruso type of stuff here, who's not a star, he's a role player. So I think maybe what some of the message that you guys are saying is potentially don't need another star. Now, listen, is there going to be life after LeBron James? Yes. And then is that a completely different conversation? Absolutely yes. That part I don't question at all, but I just don't know if that question is right now. I got a lot of interest in Caruso so far. Here's a would rather have DeRozan. Shams, here's the funny thing. Shams, I don't think mentioned anything about the Lakers. Shams just in general. Lakers are always going to get brought up, period. Because Lakers is clickbait. Lakers is, especially when they're competitive, it's the premier franchise. It's this or that. The Lakers are always going to come up. So that's going to come up for any player. I mean, hell, how long were we talking about Buddy Hield and Miles Turner? I feel like Buddy Hield and Miles Turner both played for the Lakers for 7 years. And they never played for the Lakers. Okay, I'm back. Froze. Can't do anything about it, guys. I'm on it. That's all I can tell you guys. I'm on it. I see LaVine in Philadelphia. Okay, there's a team that might have to trade for him. Facts, we have a squad. Anyone wanting Zach ASAP is stupid. Okay. And by the way, it cannot happen for, like I said, it can't happen now. It can't happen for literally until November 15th or so. I got no on LaVine. I would not take LaVine personally. And I'm going to go back to I would not personally take LaVine. You really don't want LaVine. And it has nothing to do with Zach LaVine. I just want to see this team. I literally just want to see how far this team can go. That's it. And if give it a month, give it 2 months. Let's see where the Lakers are sitting in 2 months or so. And after that, then we'll see. If they're in trouble and they got to make some moves, then I understand it then. Okay, we went almost Little Arkansas. Thank you for being a part of the show. We went almost an hour today. This is the longest I've ever. Okay, we're pausing a little bit and everything else. We're going to call it a night. I think I'm getting the message here. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. We'll be back after the Lakers tomorrow, take on the Sacramento Kings. So I'll be back doing it then. Thank you for being a part of the show. I'll get back with you guys tomorrow. Lakers handle business tonight over the Grizzlies in a blowout. Good team win for the Lake Show. Back with you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Laker fans. Appreciate it.